Heading into the 2026 college football season, optimism is in the air. Several programs have hired new head coaches, and those teams feel that the change in leadership puts them in a better position to succeed. Teams that succeeded last season, for the most part, will feel that they can do it again, and teams that underachieved last year will feel that they can turn things around. But not every program is optimistic about the future. In fact, some teams are waiting to fire their head coach, and we're going to talk about that in this video. I'm going to give you my top 3 head coaches on the hot seat heading into the 2026 season. Let's get it started with number 3, and that's the legend Bill Belichick at North Carolina. Coming off a 4-8 season in his first season at Chapel Hill, the Tar Heels started the season with a home loss to TCU. They got absolutely shellacked by a score of 48-14, and now they have to play TCU in Ireland, and that's a tough ask. They're going to be a 7.5-point dog in that game. This program is currently being plagued by scandal. Michael Lombardi, the highest paid GM in the sport, is on administrative leave, and the staff's been instructed not to comment on it, pending investigation, and we have no idea how that's going to play out. In addition to that, Steve Belichick is on medical leave, and the rumor is that he might not be able to join the team to Ireland. And starting in Ireland is already tough enough. We've seen in recent years teams that have started the season in disarray in Ireland overseas have gone on to have terrible seasons. Examples of that would be Florida State, Northwestern, Nebraska, and last year both Kansas State and Iowa State underachieved after starting the season overseas. The schedule is challenging. I've got them as an underdog in at least 10 of their games. Their season win total sits at 4.5. And if you look at that schedule, it's hard to imagine where those wins are going to come from. I'd certainly be betting the under if I was going to make a play on the Tar Heels win total. The hire of Bobby Petrino at offensive coordinator, I'm not going to lie, that comes with some upside. There's no doubt about that. Petrino's had his share of success in college football, but it's not without risk because he's also had his share of controversy. And as we've seen, this program is it appears to be in disarray. There's no question about that. In at quarterback is Billy Edwards Jr. Petrino will try and turn Billy Edwards Jr. into the next Lamar Jackson. I don't think that's going to happen. Billy Edwards Jr., his best season was in 2024 at Maryland. He threw for 2,881 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 9 picks on 65% passing. However, Maryland was just 4-8 in that season. I don't think Billy Edwards Jr. is going to be the answer. The thing is, you don't just fire Bill Belichick. I predict what's going to happen is there will be a meeting, they will sit down, and it will be announced that Bill has decided to walk away from the team. I expect that to happen somewhere between the middle of this season or at the conclusion of this season. Number 2 has got to be Dave Aranda at Baylor. Baylor's lost in 3 of the last 4 seasons. They were just 5-7 last year. They began the season with a 38-24 home loss to Auburn. They lose their quarterback, Sawyer Robertson, who led the Big 12 in passing last year. And replacing Sawyer Robertson is DJ Lagway, who comes over from Florida. He really underachieved at Florida, and I don't like DJ Lagway's chances of picking up where Sawyer Robertson left off. Dave Aranda is supposed to be a defensive mind. Well, the Bears ranked 122nd nationally, allowing 33 points per game last year. He could be gone early. He might be the first head coach fired this season. In fact, that's my prediction. I'm going to predict that Dave Aranda will be the first head coach to lose his job in 2026. They finished the season with 3 straight, very tough games, unwinnable games, in my opinion, at BYU, at home against Texas Tech, and at Houston. I don't think we'll see Dave Aranda at Houston. Let's put it that way. Before I talk about my number 1 head coach on the hot seat, please allow me to tell you about a few promotions we have available right here at WagerTalk heading into this football season. Let's get it started with the NFL preseason. We're heading into week 2 as I record this video. And if you didn't hear, I was a perfect 6-0 in last year's preseason. I went on to sweep the board in week 1, 4-0 in week 1. So we won our first 10 NFL bets of last season. For a limited time, the folks at WagerTalk are giving away the preseason absolutely free with a purchase of the first month of the regular season at regular price of $179. We're coming off another winning football season. We got it started hot and we finished it off by cashing in over 70% of our picks in the NFL playoffs. So you want to grab that while you still have the chance. And we got some programming information. I've been known to have some pretty strong opinions when it comes to college and pro football, but Carmine Bianco has no fear. The guy's got a pair of big brass balls, and he wants to go head-to-head with me once a week. We're going to pick 3 games, and we're going to state our case, see who comes out on top. The show will be called The Split, and in celebration of our upcoming show, we're offering a 2-for-1 deal. Carmine Bianco and myself, buy one, get one free for a full season package, regular price $899. Carmine's coming off a fantastic football season, as am I, but 2 heads are better than one. Grab the buy one, get one free while you still can. Let's get back into the video and let's talk about my number 1 head coach on the hot seat. And there's no question in my mind that Mike Norvell, in fact, I'm not even going to say he's on the hot seat. In my opinion, Mike Norvell has already been fired. It just isn't official yet because Florida State can't afford to fire him. They would have loved to fire him halfway through last year, but because of his contract and a $50 million buyout, they need to get their ducks in a row before they're even in a position financially to let him go. I believe that they've been doing that. They're still working on it. And as soon as they're in a position financially to fire Mike Norvell, they're going to do it. I believe that will happen either during or at the conclusion of this season. If you look at Mike Norvell's record with Jordan Travis, he was 29-10 at Florida State with Jordan Travis. If you look at Mike Norvell's record without Jordan Travis, it's atrocious. He's won about 23% of his games that Jordan Travis didn't play when he was the head coach of Florida State. Back-to-back terrible seasons for Florida State. They've lost games to teams like Stanford, Boston College, Memphis, and we all remember opening the season in Ireland, losing as a double-digit favorite to Georgia Tech. And as it turns out, I've been all over that. This is last year. I put out this video on the Picks and Parlays Network. I said, take Stanford plus 18, sprinkle on the money line. I encourage you to go back and watch that video because I had some strong words about my take, and they panned out quite nicely for me. And this is what you can expect when you sign up for my picks in college football. I also had Louisville upsetting Miami in that game. And again, a strong take. I wasn't wishy-washy predicting a big money line underdog. I was firm in my conclusion, and it panned out, and certainly bodes well heading into the 2026 season. So there you have it. Those are my 3 head coaches, top 3 head coaches that I believe will be fired. I don't expect any of these 3 head coaches to be back next year with the same program. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you've got anything to say to me, even if it's nasty, hit me up in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.